Hey guys, it's Champion from 2D Dream Studios here today, and today I'm going to be teaching you how to do 2D animation in reference to our 2D script that we developed yesterday. Now, if you haven't watched the previous video that I made yesterday, I recommend you go watch that. And so I'll give you 5 seconds to go do that. Great, have you watched it? That's cool. So let's get started. So the first thing you want to do is you want to get a little bit of organization. So you have all these folders here. So I recommend you create a folder named Sprite, and in that folder you create another folder called Animation, and you create another folder called Running. Now then you drag in all your necessary frames and assets that you want to animate. And you see that we have our character here. So the first thing you're going to want to do here is you want to make sure it has an animator component. And if you have a look, there's a controller called a missing runtime animator controller. And what we're going to want to do is we're going to want to create a animator controller. So the first thing we're going to want to do is we're going to want to hold control, and we're going to click on all the little frames that we want our character to do. Then we're going to drag it into the Unity project and create a new animation. Let's call this Running. And you want to do this the same with the idle animation. Now you may see that he isn't appearing on our tile map. The reason is because this order in the layer is on 0 while the tile map's one is 1. So I recommend you create the order of layer into 2. And you may want to enlarge it to the size of your character. Bam! So there is our animation. Now if we press play, you'll see that this animation here will start running. Anytime now, Unity. There you go. And you'll see that he is running, and that is very, very cool. So the only thing left we have to do is we just have to link this to our character with an idle animation. So you see here that he has a animation controller. And what we're going to want to do here is we're going to want to make an idle animation. You can use any sort of idle animation. I'm just going to use 2 of the same sprite so that he just is standing still. So I'm going to just do the same control click and drag it in. Do the exact same process as you did with the running. Idle.anim. And you'll see here that we've got the 2 idle and running. And then I'm just going to enlarge this guy and change his order in layer. To here, there, there. So the next thing we're going to want to do is we're going to want to go into this animation controller, and you'll see here that on it you have entry, and then you have this orange arrow, and it'll point to this idle. This basically means that on playing mode, that this will play the animation that you want it to play. So what we're going to want to do here is we're going to go, you see this little triangle here, and a little zoom, like as if it's moving, and it says running. What we're going to want to do is drag our running thing in. And you'll see here that this is just going to be a trigger for the animation that we dragged in earlier. So we're going to make transition, drag it into running, and then make transition from running back to idle. And what we're going to want to do here is we're going to make a float in the list of parameters, and we're going to just call this speed. Oh, oops, sorry, my mistake. And what we're going to want to do here is we're just going to call it 0. Now what we're going to want to do here is we're going to destroy exit time. This is basically saying that you have to play a certain amount of the animation before you can go to the next one. So what we're going to do in these conditions is we're just going to press the plus. We're going to do speed greater than 0.1. Let's just do 0.1. And then you want to do the opposite in this one. So speed less than 0.1. So here you've got this good. Now what we're going to do here is, now that we've got this, make sure that you have the right animation controller, and you're going to go into your player and drag this into your runtime controller. And now if we just press now, just delete these 2 objects, as the animations have already served the purpose. And you can see by the universe that this is now allowing our character to move. And if we stop, you'll see that it'll play the idle animation. Very, very cool. If you guys did enjoy this tutorial, please leave a like and a subscribe, and please subscribe. I hope you enjoyed, and tomorrow I'm going to be teaching you how to shoot and adding animation to that. So that should be really interesting. So you may want to stick around for that. And so I hope you guys have a really good day, and drink your coffee, and goodbye.
Waste my life, I can't escape my mind. I think I realize I wasted all my time. Waste my life, I can't escape.